everyone, welcome back to Englebard. Just a short video this week to talk about Nintendo's just announced Switch Online expansion pack, which has been all the rage on the good old interwebs. After rumors for a while that N64 games were headed to the Switch Online service, Nintendo announced that N64 games are headed to the Switch Online service.
How about that?
After rumors that Nintendo would also raise the price of Switch Online along with the inclusion of N64 games, Nintendo announced that they're raising the price of Switch Online along with the inclusion of N64 games.
How about that?
How much? Oh, they'll tell us later. They have to give the hype some time to die down so they can slap us in the face with a ridiculously high price. Moving right along, after rumors that Nintendo was going to release an N64 controller for the Switch, Nintendo announced that they're going to release an N64 controller for the Switch.
How about that?
How much will this piece of ancient technology cost you? The princely sum of 50 American dollars. You know, if you're in America, at least. The N64 controller is sort of like the N64 controller of game controllers, which is to say that it's and I never liked the thing. NES, SNES, GameCube, yeah, those were all great controllers for their times, but not this thing. Still, if it hits you in the nostalgia, 50 bones is all that's separating you from it right now. Well, that and you have to be a Switch Online subscriber to order it. The biggest surprise was that Nintendo also announced that Sega Genesis games are coming to the Switch Online expansion pack, along with the Sega Genesis controller that you can order. Which, yeah, is cool, I guess, in theory at least. Regular viewers all know that I'm a huge Sega fan, but I've owned these games since they were new and have them on multiple platforms and can play them on basically any electronic device that gets power these days. Excuse me while I play some Streets of Rage 2 on my refrigerator. Damn it! Let's talk about that Genesis controller they're selling. All of us unwashed heathens outside of Japan just get the standard original 3-button Genesis controller, and it costs, you guessed it, $50. If you're the kind of person that thinks that price is ridiculously high, well, there's a name for people like you: normal. Anyway, to finish complaining, in Japan they get the superior Genesis 6-button controller that launched roughly around the same time as Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter II Special Champion Edition. If you've been keeping an eye on Sega happenings over the last few years, this was the same situation that played out globally with the Genesis Mini. Why are Sega and Nintendo trying to erase the superior Genesis 6-button controller from history in the West?
I suspect it's one of those great universal mysteries which will either never be explained, or which would drive you mad if you ever learned the truth.
Finally, let's talk games. Here are all the N64 games that the service will have when it launches at the end of next month, or if you're watching this sometime in the future, when it launched in October of 2021. Here's my review of each and every one of these games launching with the service. Overrated, great, decent I guess, ugh, fantastic, haven't played it? I don't like any versions of that. It's okay. Which review goes to which game? You decide. Nintendo has also teased that a bunch more N64 games are coming sometime after launch, specifically these games. Oh, you want reviews for these too? Here you go. Don't like it, fantastic. Not my thing, love it and love it. Go ahead and put those reviews with whichever games will stop you from getting angry at me. Here are the 14 Genesis titles that will be on the service when it launches, or launched in October 2021. And now for my reviews of all of these Genesis launch games. They're all great. Whew, that one was a lot easier. Now, unlike with the N64 titles, Nintendo didn't say anything about specific Genesis games coming to the service in the future. If you've managed to make it all the way up to 2021 without owning these games on some other platform from the approximately 1 million collections they've been in, well great, here's your chance to play them without ever owning them on a service from which they could literally vanish forever at any second. Like I said a few moments ago, we still don't know what this Switch Online plus expansion pack will cost yet. Nintendo is going to announce the price of the expansion for Switch Online in a few weeks as I record this. If I were a betting man, I'd say $50 for everything per year, or $30 for the expansion if you already have the regular Switch Online, because Nintendo hates you and loves overcharging for stuff. Maybe the big N will shock us and only charge $10 extra for the privilege of letting us play these old games that we can already play on a variety of other platforms. But that's not very Nintendo-like, is it? I mean, this is the same company that announced it's charging $350 for an OLED Switch in 2021, which is running on technology from 8 years ago that should cost more like $150 now. The multiplayer games for both N64 and Genesis will have online play, but that still isn't a huge incentive for me personally, because frankly, I've been able to play these games in 2 or 4 player online mode for years at this point, and the novelty of that wore off pretty quickly. So what's a modern retro gaming lover to do? Hope for the best, expect the worst. I mean, hey, if you've already got Switch Online right now, you're already overpaying for something that you get very little benefit from. So what's another $10, $20, $30 or more dollars a year, right? I had Switch Online for a little over a year and canceled it when I realized, hey, I'm not using this thing at all. Now Nintendo's allowed to charge whatever they want. They're the only actual game company left in the hardware business, so I guess they know what they're doing. I gripe about the cost of their systems, but I still buy them and still play the games on them. In the end, the additional old systems on their online service will surely excite a lot of people, and far be it from me to rain on anyone's parade. Play these games, enjoy them. Some of them are pretty great. I'm glad these classics will be there and that maybe some younger gamers will discover great old games for the very first time, even if the controllers are a total f***ing ripoff. That'll do it for this video, my retro gaming friends. If you enjoyed it, please toss it a like and share it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll know as soon as more retro gaming goodness is available. With that, I'll say thanks for watching, and see me later.